welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I'm your host Rebecca Jane Felgate the First, and today we are talking scary. YouTube, give me strength. I am talking the top 10 scary stories that will make you question your reality, part 5. Yes, 5. Honestly, at this point I have no idea what reality even is anymore. I'm just like cruising through, hoping for the best. Honestly, that is what the most amazing life will do to you, so let's just cruise through this scary video together, and maybe if we form some kind of human chain, or 5,200,000 of us, we can keep a grasp on reality together. Before we get into this video though, do let me know if you have had anything really weird happen to you that has made you question your own existence. I'm all ears in the comments section down below. Do check out the links in the description for video sources and also our most amazing Instagrams. Do hit that thumbs up button, and also I've got something to tell you before we get into the video. We are doing a giveaway on our most amazing Facebook page, so if you want to win some cold hard cash, head on over there, like our picture. Okay, so this video is peppered with scary stories, scary thought experiments, and scary theories just to mess with you. Coming in at number 10, we have the stare. Have you ever felt like somebody was looking at you for no reason? What if more than one person was staring at you at one time? That would be super freaky, right? Right. We'll have a listen to this story posted on Reddit by JWHS. They said, I was eating at a Chinese restaurant with my sister. Everyone in the restaurant was Asian except for our table. We ordered our food and I kid you not, the following happened. The waiter left our table and then the entire restaurant of about 45 people went dead silent, and everyone, I mean everyone, turned to look at me and just stared. I had a rushing feeling that I was in a dream. I thought that I was imagining it, but it just continued. I looked at my sister in front of me and all that came out of my mouth was, what's happening? Are you seeing this? A few seconds after I uttered those words, conversations sprang up as quickly as they dissipated and everyone just continued with their meal and their evening. The entire event lasted for about 7 to 10 seconds, but I felt like I'd just experienced a glitch in reality. After talking about the event more with the commenters, they added further detail. They said that the staring was all in unison and that absolutely everything went so silent that they could even hear the television in the room. They said it was literally like everyone had planned to do it before he walked into the restaurant, like it was some kind of weird flash mob prank thing. They also said that it wasn't just staring, people literally turned their bodies towards him and stared, which really is freaky. I need to move on. The thought of it is just giving me chills. Coming in at number 9, we have deja vu, deja vu. Wait, what? So we recently did a video talking about deja vu, but hear this. On Reddit, one person responded to a thread asking what moment in your life made you question reality. Very anonymous wow said, I once had a deja vu of me having deja vu. It completely messed with my mind for like an hour. So if deja vu is a glitch in the Matrix, what is deja vu, deja vu? A glitch in the Matrix's Matrix? Have you ever heard of deja vu, deja vu? Have you ever had it? Honestly, I feel like I've gone cross-eyed. Bah. Coming in at number 8, we have the bloop. In 1997, the loudest underwater sound ever recorded was heard and is now referred to as the bloop, which I kinda like. Bloop. Do you guys want to hear it? Of course you do. Okay, so it may not sound like much to you now, but this sound was heard on multiple sensors 3,000 miles away, which is pretty crazy. There is no confirmed scientific explanation for the sound either. The best theory we have is the sound of an ice quake, but bloop, we just don't know. Bloop. Honestly, I could do this all day. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I don't know about questioning reality, but I am questioning my sanity now. Coming in at number 7, we have the cat is dead and the cat is alive. So a little thought experiment for you right here. This one will mess with your understanding of reality. Hurrah! This story or theory or whatever you want to call it is known as Schrodinger's cat, and it was dreamt up by an Austrian physicist called Erwin Schrödinger. So a cat is in a black box filled with a flask of poison. The box is sealed. You would not know if the cat was dead or alive until you opened up the box again. So until the box is opened, the cat is, in theory, both alive and dead. The only two possible outcomes. This theory is applied to the way electrons behave. Electrons are little subatomic particles found in atoms that we can see spinning both forward and backwards, but not at the same time. They basically choose an outcome. Some think that the act of observation makes a universe diverge, and both universes, both outcomes, one with an alive cat and one with a dead, come into existence. You with me? Every decision or situation that could create a different outcome creates a divergence in the current universe, or so the theory goes. Again, if you get me. Basically, we're all living in a multiverse and we pick our own reality based on the decisions we make. So while we are chatting cat, let's have a spin on this at number 6. We have psychic death cats. In a previous part of this video, we talked about Oscar the therapy cat who could predict when people would die. He just knew. Well, after reading this next story, I'm actually pretty convinced that cats know more than we think, and they're evil little schemers. Redditor Jeff Utz wrote a post that reads, "My cat hated me for the first 7 years we had him. He was a feral that was tamed by my wife and only accepted affection from her. My wife assured me that this was common for ferals. Then, one day, he suddenly warmed up to me and wanted me to pet him. We've been best friends ever since." This was approximately 4 years ago, about the time that my wife's brain cancer was becoming aggressive. He said that it was even before the time that they were aware of it, and she died 2 years later. He ended the story by saying, "It's like he knew it was going to be the two of us one day." Okay, so that is both incredibly sad and incredibly terrifying. I'm really sorry for your loss, and I absolutely really hate to say this to you, but your cat is playing you. It's like he knew that you would need to be the human to feed him, so he started sucking up to you. Nonetheless, I do feel like cats have a creepy sixth sense. I used to have a cat called Dylan, and we had a really horrible accident when I was little, and my dad was pretty badly injured. Before the accident, Dylan absolutely loved my dad. He would always curl up on him and try and sit on his head, but afterwards, he wouldn't go anywhere near him. It was the weirdest thing. Cats. Evil. Crazy. Bloop. Can people simply just disappear? That's my question at number 5. We have the missing colony. So what happened to the Roanoke colony is, to this day, 434 years later, an absolute mystery. In 1585, a small group of settlers made Roanoke Island off the coast of North Carolina their home. Some wrote that they found the conditions unsatisfactory, and some even left. Despite that though, in 1587, 115 English settlers came to join those who were already out there, but weirdly, they found no one. They didn't seem too disturbed by this. They figured they just complained about the conditions and moved on elsewhere, although I would have stopped to question. The only thing is though, the group of people were never heard from again. The second round of Roanokers decided to send their governor, John White, back to England to gather fresh supplies and fresh settlers to expand the colony. When he returned back to the colony again, where his wife and daughter were, I may add, he found, again, absolutely no traces of the inhabitants. The only clue he found this time was the word Croatoan carved into a wooden post. Honestly, this is super strange. Where did the settlers of the Roanoke go? They too were never seen again. Now some theories say that both were killed by a Native American tribe, although the fact that there was no trace of their bodies ever is actually pretty suspicious. There wasn't so much as an errant bone. Some people again think they decided to sail back to England for some reason and they got lost at sea, although why they wouldn't leave a message letting people know that they were returning? I don't know. And also, what is Croatoan or Croatan? What's that about? It's really deeply unsettling that this happened twice, and this is a real world mystery, but of course it isn't the only story out there of people disappearing without a trace. MH370 anyone? Coming into number 4, we have the bad feeling. Have you ever walked into a room or maybe even an area in the park and just had a really bad feeling? I certainly know that I have. I've actually personally had a really bad feeling about a creepy chair in my mum's house in the landing area. I just feel like it's evil. Or maybe not, but it just has a bad energy. Anyway, there's a theory out there that maybe we aren't crazy and maybe there is bad energy stored in the walls of rooms where terrible things happened in the past, or in objects that have seen some drama. This concept is called stone tape theory, and it was thought up by a British archaeologist, Thomas Charles Lethbridge, in 1961. The real stone tape theory says that energy is absorbed by objects. As we know from the first law of thermodynamics, energy cannot be destroyed, so the theory says that electrical and mental energy is released during traumatic events and then absorbed in rocks and walls and other items and can be replayed under certain conditions. This replay could indeed be a haunting as we know it. So the next time you have a bad feeling, maybe you are feeling a strange energetic replay of events that have come before. Wouldn't that be like pretty crazy? Okay, so I want you to think about that as we move on to our next point. Coming in at number 3, we have the bar. A Redditor had an interesting story to share about the previous occupants of their home. The post has so far had nearing 900 upvotes and reads, "When I was 12 or so and still living at my parents' house, I would wake up in the middle of the night to pee. Once I got to the bathroom and I heard what sounded like a party going on downstairs. There was laughter, there was music, the sound of glasses being knocked together for a toast. the whole shebang. I thought it was weird that my parents had friends over so late at night and hadn't told me that I hadn't seen them before I went to bed, but I decided to go and see who was there. I opened the door to the kitchen, and the entire downstairs was completely dark and silent, not even a television on. I was thoroughly confused by the strangeness of the situation, and it didn't really register, so I never told anyone. Years and years later, I mentioned this to my dad, and he said that he'd heard them too. It turns out there used to be a small public bar in their home, which was over 150 years old. I guess some of the patrons decided to hang out for all of eternity. Again, is this stone tape theory? Stone drunk theory? The bar goers got so drunk that the energy was absorbed in the walls forever, and I guess I can kind of get on board with that. Bringing it back down to earth with a story that gave me chills, we have the Curse of TIMURS tomb. Curse stories really do make me question reality, and I could have gone with a classic King Tutankhamun tomb story, but I thought I would tell you a lesser known one, which is still horrifying, and well, you'll see. So Timur, or Tamerlane, founded the Timurid Empire in the 14th century. Now this stretched across Central Asia and Persia. Timur was a warlord and military tactician who killed some 17 million people, so you didn't want to mess with him. The tactical tyrant was buried in modern-day Uzbekistan. Now, years and years and hundreds of years later in 1941, his burial chamber was infiltrated by Soviet Union soldiers who found that they had unsettled an ancient curse. On the walls of the chamber was a very scary warning indeed. It read something along the lines of, "When I rise from the dead, the world shall tremble. Whomsoever opens my tomb shall unleash an invader more terrible than I." If killing 17 million people wasn't terrible, I'm honestly not sure what was. Now the Middle East and parts of India were totally ransacked by him, with their populations massacred at his charge. So, did they heed this warning? No, they did not. The Soviets dug him up anyway, and what happened? Hitler happened. Hitler launched Operation Barbarossa, the largest military operation of all time, and the deadly turning point of World War II, shortly after the infiltration of the tomb. When the Soviet leader Stalin found out about it, he had Tamerlane/Timur reburied with full Islamic rites. Now days later, the Soviets did win in the Battle of Stalingrad and did go on to defeat Hitler, but he did continue to plague the world for another 3 years, so thanks Soviets. Thanks. A different direction and an absolute mind bender of a theory at number 1. This always makes me question my reality for like days. We have the Great Filter Theory. You know by now that we aren't alone in the universe, as in there are other planets beyond ours and other solar systems beyond ours and even other galaxies. So with that in mind, a few people are wondering, like, where is everyone? To cut a long astrological story short, the Great Filter Theory suggests that planets must pass a filter before they're able to communicate with other aliens. The filter being, does a planet go extinct due to natural or unnatural disaster before we're capable of actually reaching near light speeds or finding a way to make contact with other planets? Will we pass the filter, or will we die before we get there? The fact that we haven't had any definitive contact with any other intergalactic civilization as of yet suggests that there is a higher probability of self-destruction. Were there aliens out there, but did they kill themselves by war or plague or pestilence? Cheery. Honestly, now I really am questioning everything. Did you guys like this video? Have you had any experiences that have made you question your reality? Before I go, I want to read some comments from part 4, and you guys are really worried about my burnt hand, but I'm healed, guys. I'm healed. Hurrah. Stephanie Porter took the words right out of my mouth when she said, "If we're all living in a simulation, then can someone give my character some serious upgrades?" Just saying. Oh my god, same, please. I'm a light bulb brote. I always tell my friends the stories and legends I hear on this channel. They always ask for more, and I always happily return to listen to more. I love this channel. Ooh, good. Thank you. I like that. But why don't you get them to watch too so they can hear it from the horse's mouth? I'm the horse in this situation. Nay. Bloop. Okay, I'm gonna leave now, thanks. Also, don't forget to head on over to our Facebook where you can win some cash if you like our most recent post. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it, do all of the good things. I'm Rebecca, I'll see you soon. Bye.